In this video, we're going to discuss how to graph inequalities. So instead of just writing them and knowing what symbol means less than or equal to, we're going to talk about what do solutions look like on a graph, and how do I translate an inequality into a graph. So let's go ahead and get started with our first example. So the first one says graph. Now let's translate this into words. X is less than 2. And now how do I know it's less than? The smaller side comes first. So very first thing I want you to think of it, now that I've translated it, I want you to think of what are some numbers that are less than 2. And hopefully like 1, 0, negative numbers are running through your head. When we graph solutions, we have these dots. 1 is less than 2, 0 is less than 2, 1 is less than 2, negative 0.5 is less than 2, 0.1 is less than 2, 1.5 is less than 2. You can see I've got all these dots. Now, I've got dots everywhere on this line going down because all of these numbers under 2 are solutions. So how do I graph that without putting a million little dots on a graph? Very first thing I do is go to this number that actually tells me to, and I ask myself, well, is 2 a solution? Okay, is 2 less than 2? And I say to myself, no, it's not less than 2. But is 1.9 less than 2, just underneath 2? And I say, yeah, that's less than 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an open circle at 2 and an arrow in the direction that is showing all the numbers less than 2. So note to self, we are going to put an open circle on a graph when we have less than or greater than. Okay, in other words, they're not equal. Because I don't want to include 2. 2 is not less than 2, but I do want to include everything below it, so I kind of want to represent that as my starting point. On the other hand, let's go ahead and talk about the opposite while we're here. We're going to put a solid dot or a filled-in dot when I see less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. When you see that equal, I can fill in that circle. So let's test on this next one. Do I want to fill in the dot at my -7? And the answer is, it's not equal, so it's going to be a hollow dot. Now this is something I hope you write down, a little note to yourself. It'll help for future assignments. So I want it to be smaller than. So what direction is less than? Well, remember, to the right is greater than, to the left is smaller than. All right, let's look at a different example. So x is greater than 5. Think of some numbers that are greater than 5, 6, 7, 8. So my line is going to go this direction. And what way do I want to start? Where do I want to start it? I want to start it at 5 with a hollow circle. Remember, hollow circle means less than or greater than, but not equal. So open circle starting at 5 with the arrow saying, hey, we're going to go forever and to the right. So, okay, take a second, pause the video. What's the second one going to be? Okay, open circle at 8, greater than going to the right. On this next one, we have x is greater or equal. So what are some numbers to -3? Well, -3 is equal to -3. So now notice at -3 I'm putting a solid dot. Remember, solid dots are less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. It's when they have that or equal symbol underneath my inequality sign. And then I'm going to say to myself, okay, is greater than -3. Where are all the numbers that are greater than -3? They're up here to the right. I'm going to draw my arrow to the right. So again, on the second one, it's equal to 9. And I see this greater than symbol, so I'm going to point my arrow to the right. Okay, last one. Okay, so what is x is less than or equal to -1? So less or equal. Okay, so I see that or equal, and I can put a solid dot at -1, and less than means I'm going to draw my arrow down. Now, how do I go in reverse? So this one says, write an inequality for the graph shown below for your variables. So what am I going to do? Now it says use x as your variable, so I'm going to write down x. and I'm going to say x, which is which is all of the dots are on this graph, all the blue. Okay, well, where does it start? Well, the starting point's right here at -5. Okay, now is it all the numbers that are greater than -5 or all the numbers that are smaller than -5? Well, all of these numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, are bigger or greater than -5. So I'm going to put the greater sign coming first. Now, is that dot filled in? Is it equal to -5? And the answer is no. So I'm going to leave off the or equal to sign. Leave off. Now let's look at our second problem. So do I want to leave it off on this problem? So I'm going to use x again, since it says use x for your variable. My starting point is at 0, and all the numbers are smaller than 0, so less than 0. Is 0 a possible solution? Yeah, it's filled in. So I am going to put or equal to. It's possible that my solution is equal to 0. And that's how I'm going to answer these. Okay, take 1 second and try this last one on your own. See if you got it. All right, let's test it. So my variable is x. All the numbers are greater than, they're going to the right. They're bigger than my limit. It's equal to 1 as well. So I'm going to put the greater than or equal to 1. That is it for graphing and writing inequalities from graphs. If you have any questions, please reach out and have a great day.